Welcome back to Belinda's Babies, guys. It is November the 20th, which is a Monday. I welcome you. Thank you for jumping on and spending a little bit of your time with me. So I found an article. I was just cruising online there, and I found an article, recent article actually from 2023. I think it's August, and it says it's about. The title is Inside the World of Reborn Doll Lovers, Why Some Women Turn to Hyper-Realistic Dolls for Comfort. And then has quotations. They don't grow up, leave you, or die. So this is the perspective, I believe, of one particular person. And once again, even though we are in 2023, and there's a lot of us out there that love reborn dolls, you tell me if they get it right or not. It talks about a lady named Lisa Robinson, and she created a Facebook group. And the way they said she creates a Facebook group, support group to discuss the ups and downs of parenthood. That's the way they started out, right? Inaccurate, but it's just to get people to, to read the article. And I'm obviously looking at this on my computer while I'm talking to you guys. I've already read it, but so basically it says this Facebook group is a sanctuary for people to come together all over the world to make pregnancy announcements, to trade advice on infant feeding, share ultrasound photos, and some meet in person play dates, and they mail each other holiday gifts. And they connect with each other during times when they feel lonely. Ultrasound videos? Really? Or photos? But Robinson, don't you know, she's not a mom. She's not a mom to human babies. She is from Scotland, and she is the owner of 7 hyper-realistic baby dolls. And it changed her life forever, which is really good if they're going to talk about that. But the beginning part is just to get people to read the article, I guess. And in a strange way, it just makes me feel, I don't know about you guys, making it sound like that we're all just out to lunch. I use that term a lot. It's just my terminology that's been used as I grew up and things, so I utilize that term. Sorry if it offends anybody, but this is an adult channel and I'm not meant to offend. I'm just talking about how we may be perceived by people that read this article, which is a recent article. Okay, so basically it talks about Robinson. Lisa is talking about she's a collector and of a community, like there's a large community, growing misunderstood community of reborn doll moms, which is wonderful, where they have unconditional love towards handmade dolls, either as hobbies or it's a full-blown lifestyle. And it says, while reborn baby doll moms may be labeled by critics as delusional, regressive, sick with baby fever. Don't you know we're sick with baby fever? Experts say that sometimes reborn parenting can be a healthy coping mechanism. Okay, let's see how this goes now. Oh my gosh, unwrapping them was my equivalent of being handed a newborn baby. Yeah. That's the closest I'm ever going to get. Aw, I love that. Holding them instantly calms me down, especially when my OCD flares up. I know they'll always be there for me. I can tell them anything and they won't judge me. She began collecting the dolls after a series of traumatic events, which included her parents' death, and all that was left was just her cat and hamster, she says. And she talks about her OCD diagnosis, prevents her from having children. This is particular, so it's private. Something that was always a dream for her to have children. She says, my routines and rituals, I think she's speaking of OCD, are so specific that it wouldn't be fair to bring a child into the world. And they wouldn't have a normal life. So yeah, has a picture here. I'm gonna steal this picture and stick it up. Beautiful picture of her and her babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Her babies are so super sweet. And then it goes around to talk about, in the article, what are reborn dolls? Well, we reborn dolls, it says the market starts around $30. Custom-made dolls can cost up to $20,000. This is what the article says. They're weighted, and they have toddler size figurines sculpted from silicone or vinyl. And hand-painted with attention to details like skin texture, birthmarks, facial expressions. They talk about battery-operated breathing machines, human or animal hair or baby-like scent. Enhance the realism. So yeah, I remember seeing a YouTube channel where the girl actually attaches like a mechanical device to reborn baby dolls. Really cool. But then the doll is not squishy and cuddly. It's kind of, I don't know, personally I wouldn't like it. Some people would really like it. We're all different in what we choose to love and cuddle. And just Lisa talks about how the babies have helped her heal, and it's wonderful. It's, everybody's different, and I find them very healing myself. The article speaks about many purchase reborn dolls for miscarriages, death, infertility, empty nest syndrome. Some rock the doll, bottle feed the doll. She said Robinson paid an artist $300 to hand paint a set of premature sized infant twins. She says, all my dolls have names, ages, and scripted personalities. The twins get into a lot of mischief. And she goes on to talk about that. She cuddles and talks to the babies, changes their diapers, positions them in bouncy seats, pretends. Basically, she plays with the dolls, A lot of us do. I only do it on camera. Some people do it regularly. I cuddle my babies off camera. But yeah, she talks about how it helped her heal with grief. All 4 reborns. Oh, in the article, it just has a little, I don't know, it's a little ad or something attached there. Oh, it looks like an Instagram thing. And she taught, yeah, so she basically, okay, now we're getting into her Facebook page. And her Facebook page is actually called Reborn Parent Role Play. So, has more than 2,000, mostly female members. No one under 16 is permitted, blah, 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 blah. And the lingo, reborn lingo, she says. Reborn pregnant, and we do say that. Waiting for one to arrive, reborn labor, signifies a 24-hour time period before someone receives it all. I've never really utilized that, you guys. I've never really seen a whole lot of that on YouTube, but I'm not on Facebook. Maybe it's used more on Facebook pages. Reborn adoption, yes. Can be used for secondhand or toddler dolls. Fostering happens when people purchase a doll for temporary use, then place it for adoption. Oh, and she lost her best friend over this because dolls are a big part of my life. It became hard for us to talk about. Oh, that's kind of sad. Certain phrases are discouraged, such as reborn and miscarriage. What is a reborn miscarriage? You're going to get a baby doll and change your mind? Or you never received it or something? I don't know. Her friends have pretended to babysit. She also uses a virtual childcare center. Facebook daycares, preschool groups allow people to register dolls for the day. You guys heard of these? Reborn doll preschool day group, Facebook pages that are for reborn dolls where you can send them to daycare for the day or virtually. Other Facebook groups like Rainbow Reborn Pediatric Hospital mend broken limbs, diagnose dolls with ailments. And the person that is the admin of this group, Ashley, says we go through the process similar to an actual hospital. A virtual reborn doll preschool group tells today. We take vitals, symptoms, pretend to give a diagnosis. Not everyone understands the reborn lifestyle. This is a whole lifestyle that I am not familiar with at all. It seems like it's mostly on Facebook. I am not familiar with any of this. There is a fun kind of a YouTube group that I've watched, YouTube channel that I've watched, and I'll put that up there. And she's fun because it's all about role playing, and the dolls go to the hospital and they go to school and they do all this. And she has little sections set out in her house, I guess. She has, you know, the hospital, and she has someone play the doctor and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of fun to watch. Is it healthy to have a reborn doll? Well, basically, this psychoanalyst, Bethany Marshall, says children play with dolls, blah, 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 blah. Some coping mechanisms are adaptive and move our life forward. Hugging a doll to de-stress or keep the memory of a late child alive. Basically, she's speaking to people tend to think that something is normal or abnormal, healthy or unhealthy. But life is not always black and white like that. So that's basically what she's speaking about. And sometimes it helps with grief, basically. It doesn't seem like it's much a negative thing. Oh, we're getting into psychiatry's case. Okay, so I haven't read this. We're going to look at this. So basically it says, in a few instances, scientists have studies mourning through dolls. Let's see what it says. A 2013 case report published in the East Asian Archives of Psychiatry detailed a Chinese widow who was diagnosed with depression and built a life-size doll in his dead wife's likeness. Well, this is different than reborn dolls. Let's see what it says. He claimed he knew the doll was not alive, remarked that making the doll in a three-dimensional form instead of the two-dimensional form of photos, wrote, he felt that the doll brought him closer to his wife. After 2 years, the man made a full recovery with his mental health, donating his wife clothing, blah, blah. Not sure how I feel about this section, because it basically just kind of insinuates that we all have issues. I don't like that so much. You can't tell me it's just a doll. To me, it's something more. And this is a quote from a gal named Denise who has 18 reborn dolls. It says, speaking about a lady who's on TikTok. She is called Vinyl-Mom1019, and she prepares bottles, supervises potty time, blah, 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 blah. Doll meetups. Excuse me. And meets other moms at restaurants and things like that. And she says, I don't care when people say, ooh, that's creepy, that's this, it's that. To me, it's just more than a doll. She goes on and speaks about it to a doll artist. She says it's sacred work. She knows people judge. So basically, so this artist is talking about how some people send actual stillborn photos of their children to have a doll painted similar to their actual child. It helps with grief, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Some collect for fun. That's good they got that in there. Not all doll owners are grieving a loss. Some collect for fun. It talks about a lady, Avery. So she thought about actually getting a dog and then decided that maybe she would go for reborn dolls. She got her first doll. Yeah, so there's a lot of... Another lady, so she says she doesn't have any children. She has polycystic ovarian syndrome, prevented her from having children, so she really finds a lot of comfort in her reborn baby dolls. Ellis compares doll collecting to another hobby, like playing video games. Why is it socially acceptable for me to role play an assassin in a video game, but it's not to role play being a mom? She says, why target people who are literally hurting no one? She has a good point. So yeah, it's a nice little article. I'll post it up there for you guys. I liked it in the fact that it was recent, like this year. But once again, I'm trying to explain why people do this. And you don't see any articles where people explain why people play video games or something, right? It's just like, well, that's their hobby. And it'll hopefully over time we'll start normalizing individuals who love reborn dolls, collects and plays with them, or whatever they do. It's a hobby, and it can be used for grief, comfort, and for I'm looking at the picture here. Lisa is so sweet with her babies. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's people use all kinds of things to get through grief, right? Some people probably, you know, who knows, paint. There's other things, but it seems like this particular hobby seems to have more of a stigmatized piece attached to it. So I'm hoping over time more articles will speak to things a little differently, or less and less articles will exist because we won't need them. I'm looking at her twins there that she has. I'm trying to figure out which ones they are. But they're all so sweet. All right, guys, so that's just me blabbering on about an article that I seen. I hope everybody has a fantastic, fantastic Monday, Manic Monday, Mom Day. Do what you want Monday? I can't remember the hashtags. I gotta go finish doing some laundry. I'm hoping some of my stuff from Amazon comes. I ordered some cubes to pack up my suitcase. I hope that arrives so I can start doing that. I think this time for the pack, I'm actually going to lay out every day. And then I have a couple more outfits after that. But that way I can make sure I have everything that I need. I can put them in little baggies maybe. Well, no, that's a little bit overboard, isn't it? All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. If you really enjoyed my little video, my little take on the article, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me a comment down below. Really appreciate it. And have a great day. And until next time, this is Belinda, your host from Belinda's Babies. All right, guys. Bye.